Welcome back to the witch trials. In a quiet Swedish village during the late 17th century, fear and hysteria culminated in one of the most devastating witch hunts in European history. The Torsåker Witch Trials saw the tragic execution of over 70 individuals, many accused based on dreams and whispers. What led to this mass hysteria, and why is this chilling story often overlooked? Join us as we uncover Sweden's dark past in the world of witch trials. In the summer of 1675, the small village of Torsåker in northern Sweden became engulfed in fear and paranoia. The witch trials were part of a larger wave of witch hunts sweeping across Europe, fueled by religious tensions, superstition, and social anxieties. The unique aspect of Torsåker, however, was its scale and intensity. The events were set into motion by the local priest, Laurentius Christophori Hornius, who was instructed by the church to investigate claims of witchcraft in the region. Laurentius took his mission with extreme zeal, conducting rigorous interrogations and leveraging testimonies from children to build cases against the accused. Children, coerced or genuinely frightened, became primary witnesses. Under pressure, they claimed to have seen villagers flying to a place called Blåkulla, a mythical meadow where witches were said to meet the devil. These accounts, steeped in folklore, were taken as undeniable evidence. The children described rituals, including feasts, blasphemy, and the harming of innocents. Unlike other witch trials, Torsåker did not rely heavily on torture, which was outlawed in Sweden. Instead, psychological pressure, public shaming, and community ostracization were used to extract confessions. The accused were often people already marginalized by society, widows, the elderly, or those with unpopular opinions. One of the most harrowing aspects of this case was the speed at which accusations escalated. In less than a year, over 100 people were accused of witchcraft. Families turned on one another, friends became enemies, and suspicion permeated the air. The culmination of this frenzy occurred on June 1, 1675. A total of 71 individuals, 65 women and 6 men, were marched to a single location for execution. They were beheaded, and their bodies were burned to prevent the devil from reclaiming them. This mass execution was carried out in silence, with the weight of fear and tragedy hanging over the community. Despite the scale of the Torsåker witch trials, they faded from public memory. Unlike Salem or Pendle, there was no significant documentation or artistic depiction of the events, perhaps because the Swedish government moved quickly to suppress further witch hunts. By 1677, laws against witchcraft prosecutions were introduced, and the hysteria waned. Historians today view the Torsåker trials as a stark reminder of the destructive power of collective fear. The mass execution not only decimated a community but also left behind a legacy of grief and unanswered questions. The Torsåker witch trials stand as one of the darkest chapters in the history of witch hunts, a tale of fear, betrayal, and the devastating impact of mass hysteria. How could a community turn so violently on its own? Were these victims truly witches, or were they scapegoats for societal fears? Join us in the next episode of the Witch Trials as we uncover another chilling tale. And remember, history is often stranger than fiction.